Hello and welcome to Mostly Minnesota Music. I'm Ann Tracy and we're doing our podcast of versions. And I'm super happy today to talk to Dave Sandersfeld.
Hello.
Hello, musician from Mankato. And we've got a few things that we're going to talk about. This opportunity came up because you have something exciting happening tomorrow night.
I do. I actually have an album release on May 29th. The album's called Somewhere in the Dark. It's a 5-song studio EP. It's my second one. And so we're doing a live stream album release show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And that's through the Mayo Clinic Health System Event Center. I'll say it one more time. Mayo Clinic Health System Event Center Facebook page. And they've been doing live streams every Thursday for the COVID-19 community response. And so this is kind of my benefiting each other type thing and bringing some entertainment to the community.
I think that's amazing. So I'm going to tell folks that's May 14th because tomorrow is May 14th.
Yep. We
know that's sitting here today, but that's fantastic. I love the idea of the band together Mankato.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I just think that's fantastic because there are a lot of online concerts to attend, but I love the marrying of it because you feel good.
Yeah.
Going and it's an opportunity to donate to the cause and.
Yep, bring some entertainment to people still when people can't, get together in person right now. So yeah, it's a really good thing.
Well, and it's nice to have them curate it.
Yep,
because
it is.
In the same way, I might look at see who's playing at First Avenue and look for new names. You go, oh, I've never, this is a great way to hear new names.
Yeah, it's helping a lot of local artists, big time. So yeah, it's a great thing they're doing for sure.
Nice. Because Mankato's a great town.
It is a great town.
Yep. That's fantastic. Tell us about the new album. I'm excited about the new album. I want you to talk about it and what it means because I read a little bit about it and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, so I guess backing up, so I released my debut EP in 2017 of February. It's called Better Than This. And that was kind of my branch off into my solo career or whatever. Granted, I have a full band and everything, but I was always playing in bands with band names, in Minneapolis for a long time. And so that was kind of my I'm a singer-songwriter, check it out. That was my debut, which, I love the record. It sounds great. I'm very proud of it. And so pretty much ever since then, I started working on the next one, which is the one coming out. And that one I knew I wanted to be a little bit more, or I should say less. I wanted it to be a little bit less here I am, it's me, and I wanted it to be a little bit more kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, dark and ambiguous and creative and have kind of just a different approach artistically. And so I started kind of just conceptualizing and the title came, Somewhere in the Dark. Trying to think of how it even really came to me. Actually, 4 out of the 5 songs have the word dark in it. I realized later on, and I started to kind of think about how the songs flow and what they mean, and it all kind of follows this this concept that almost entering into a tunnel and then coming out of it, and you have to go into this dark place sometimes to find yourself and face your demons and then get out the other side and have a greater perspective on life and where you're at. And I think that's kind of the overall concept of the record. And then I kind of tried to put the songs in that order too, where you think about song number 1, you're looking at the tunnel and then you're stepping in and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I have to face and I'm going to start over. And then, and then it's kind of the exit of it. And that's kind of that's just kind of the overall concept. I'm not sure how blatantly obvious it is, it's going to mean something to different people. But that, to me, when I was making it, that's kind of the idea.
Well, it seemed almost like a process of forgiveness.
Yes. Yeah, totally. I actually think I wrote that once. I don't know if you read that, but I wrote that. It's kind of like a forgiveness record, whether it's like forgiving yourself or forgiving somebody else, and kind of like learning to roll with life's punches, for sure.
Well, and I just love that because, as you say, it's whether it's forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else. I think there's a huge portion of forgiving yourself when you do forgive someone else.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of singer-songwriters tend to like, I mean, what's the mostly like written about topic is like love, and you know what I mean? It's sometimes it's even kind of cliche, but it is true. So it's like I've always tried to like see the light at the end of the tunnel, where like, it's like, yeah, the song could have like a sad concept or idea, but that doesn't mean there can't be like, oh, but this is the bright side of that. And that's what I try to do in all my songs, really, if I can, So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's going to lead me, and I hope it doesn't seem too trite, but it's, we're in an entirely different era, and what can you take from what you learn about doing that album moving forward? Like, say if you were in the middle of a quarantine.
I know, right? Well,
yeah.
I know I was kind of laughing about this with other people. Like, I had set these release dates before COVID-19 really happened and hit, and it was kind of funny how like ironic it ended up being with the song titles and the album titles, and like, because for instance, the first song I released on April 3rd was titled "World on Fire," and it was like right when this hit, and I remember actually I haven't got on the phone with my publicist, and I was like, this is either a really good idea or a really bad one. And then, and then I was like, and then I proceeded to think about it. And I'm like, okay, wait a second. The next single that I released on May 1st is called Starting Over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so like ironically timed. So, and that kind of actually on top of it is what made me, pull the trigger and continue with the release. And, there's always something. And I think, I mean, we're always going to be faced with challenges, and especially singer-songwriters, especially independent artists. So I don't know, you just keep going and keep making art.
Well, I think as far as soundtracks for an era, one that has a happy ending is one we'll take right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think it is, and it's, maybe 9/11, but until that, there are so few things in the world that are really universal game changers, or at least nationally game changers. Many of us celebrate when the Twins win, or, we have different, or personally when somebody gets married, or, we have things that we celebrate in different levels of community, but this worldwide is it's a once in a lifetime sort of a thing. So it is funny how things, obviously we're going to see different things now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things are going to change, and a lot of artists are going to rely on different kinds of outlets and interaction. So we'll see what happens. but yeah, I mean, putting out art, I think people need it, more than ever right now anyway, is putting out art.
Oh, absolutely.
So
well, and just that, as I said, just the soundtrack of going through a tunnel and coming out the other end.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of why I'm decided to push through with all of it, and I hope people get that vibe from it. So for sure.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I think it's kind of prescriptive, because we're all going to be going through a tunnel for a while. It's much more an external. It's a tunnel, that obviously is a very external tunnel, but you can choose what you want to do at that time.
Yep, I agree.
And totally. That's myself. Now I've learned 2 new languages.
Oh wow!
No, not at all. Not at all.
I was serious. I was like, geez, that's right.
Yeah, I'm very, and it's, and that is kind of the balance. Is, do you sort of say, okay, now that I have this time, I'm finally going to learn how to play the guitar, and I'm going to learn, I'm going to take up French again, and I'm going to. Or do I binge watch Netflix, or do I,
I don't think there's any there shouldn't be any pressure to do one or the other. Like, I'm sure we all feel pressure to like, oh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. But like, this is a tough time for everybody. So just, do it makes you happy or distracts you or whatever. Whatever you got to do, I've been watching a good amount on Netflix, but I've been trying to learn piano. And I guess I'm really grateful that I have this record right now because I've been super busy with it, with just planning the release, and I got a lot of content I'm really happy and grateful to have. And so like I'm posting stuff. I got exciting stuff to come even probably after the release, so I'm grateful to kind of be able to be distracted in that way for sure.
I think that's fantastic, and I love to see it come out now because we all need the distraction, and we all need music with a meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, music is such an impact on the audience, such an impact on the listener that it helps get us through.
Yes. Yep. I mean, yeah.
To better times, and we don't know how long it lasts, but every day things get better and stuff happens. It's it's a super exciting time for you. Someone who's expecting a baby next week. Life still goes on. Life still goes on, and it's a lot of good things. And
yep, we adapt.
We adapt. And one of the good things, let's remind folks about the concert tomorrow night.
Yeah.
May 14th.
May 14th, 7 p.m. Mayo Clinic Health System Event Center Facebook page. I'm excited. It's gonna be a blast.
That's good. And then you have given me permission to share a new music video.
Yep, let's do it. Admittedly, like this is, I don't want to overstate too much, but this is arguably my favorite song on the record.
Okay.
It's, I don't know. I don't know why exactly even. It's just like, it's very kind of ambient and really chill. And like, I think the message is good. Like, it's very like, may the holes in your heart be cared for when it's dark. Like, it's very like, again, kind of like forgiveness, but and also like hopeful. And at the same time, it's very like, it reminds me of like driving in your car down a highway at midnight or something, and I've always kind of wanted a song like that. So it's definitely like, it's one of my favorites for sure.
It's a great video. It's like I said, the same feel. I felt like I was going to someone's cabin.
Yeah, well, that's because we actually filmed it at a cabin. I went out to so Alex Simpson is the guy who did the video. He actually kind of did all the artwork. That I called him when I was making this record, and I was like, I want you to help me with this vision. And he did a really good job. I went out to his house in Wisconsin, and we shot a photo shoot, which it ended up, the album cover was ended up being shot in his living room. He had like a whole backdrop thing going on, and then we lit up a fog machine, and he stuck an LED light, and it gave the I'll try to see.
Could you have it there?
Yeah, but I don't know how easy you'll be able to see it, but and it kind of gave this light beam effect, and it's very like, nice. It was like, I didn't know what I was looking for that album title until I saw that picture, and I was like, that's it. And so simultaneously we're like, okay, well, we got it. So we went out to like his buddy's house. He had a cabin and on a lake, and we were like, well, let's shoot, we got time, let's shoot something. And again, it kind of going back to what I said about this record not being like, oh, me, like I wanted it to be kind of like this artistic, like about the music thing. And so I was like, just shoot nature like in a cool way. And it presented challenges. Like he would shoot me stuff back and forth, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool, but do this, and he'd be like, yeah, I totally agree. And so it's harder than you think to make a 4-minute video with just like nature and still like keep it flowing. But I think it turned out really cool, and it's very like, it's very like pretty. It's not like there's this crazy storyline of all these people like doing stuff. It's like it's just kind of lets the music speak while it's like showing some, nice visuals, and I think it turned out really cool. I like it. It's unique,
It did. It turned out very cool, and it's in so many ways. It's just what we need right now.
Yeah.
Just
I hope
a
so.
little a break, a mental break where you can just travel along with the music and
Yeah.
through the tunnel to a
Yes.
better place. So I
Yes.
think that's
I hope
awesome.
everybody gets that vibe when they watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you. As I said, I will post the video with this. I will post all of the information on, well, tell folks, I will post it as well, but tell folks where they can find you online.
Great. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Dave Sandersfeld. David's my personal page, but go to the music page, please. Dave Sandersfeld. Um, if you shouldn't have to type music afterwards, but you probably can. So yeah, follow me on Facebook. I do a lot of posting there. Instagram, same thing, Dave Sandersfeld Music. My music is available wherever you listen to music. So it's on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, whatever. It's all on there. The album's coming out on the 29th. It can be pre-ordered on iTunes. It can be pre-ordered at Amazon.com. So, I'm not too hard to find. That's the one good thing about my last name, I think. So just type in Dave Sandersfeld and you'll find it somewhere. I also have a website, of course, just davesandersfeld.com. So
Perfect, perfect. And they can get a sneak preview of you live
Yep.
online tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, and I should have maybe mentioned this before. So I'll be playing some old songs, some new songs, some brand new songs. But the full band, this was recorded back. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. So I'm doing a live stream with basically it's gonna be me and my drummer like in our houses separate.
Okay.
And then the end of the stream, the second portion of it, is going to be my full band playing the record that's coming out in its entirety live. And we actually recorded that back in December, and before we knew this was going to happen. So it's basically that part's being debuted here. So you don't have to worry about the 6 feet apart thing because we didn't even know what was going on at the time. But yeah, so the second half of it is going to be my full band playing the album in its entirety. So it's going to be, I think it's really cool because we'll have that live album version kind of to see. So yeah, so I'm really excited.
I know, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. Well, great. Thank you, Dave, very much for joining me.
Yeah.
And I will look forward to seeing you online tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, have a good one.
You too. Thanks.